Hey guys, Chris Elliott with the Elliott Real Estate Team at RE/MAX Action. Very excited to be delivering to you your January 2021 real estate market update. First day of update of the year. Absolutely excited to give you guys this information. So, if you guys remember, if you followed us, when this whole pandemic, coronavirus, this whole deal started back in March of last year, we came to you and we said, hey, financial recession does not necessarily equal a housing crisis. That data has actually played out now. We now have the statistics, we now have the data. If you can look at the graphic, you'll see that we saw a 7.3% appreciation rate on a national scale. Of course, that varies from area to area, price point to price point. But by and large, we saw tremendous appreciation in 2021, further driving home the point that the real estate market acts independently of the global financial economy, and they definitely don't move side by side. So I thought that was pretty cool information. Year-over-year equity gains by state. The state of Virginia, by and large, saw $22,000 in appreciation. So if you owned a median home, which I believe in our market is about $300,000, you saw 22% or $22,000 in appreciation just last year. That is powerful. That's $22,000 to your net worth statement just by simply living there, paying your mortgage, and maintaining the property. So pretty cool for those of us that are homeowners. The story of 2021, we will continue to see supply issues, meaning low inventory. There are simply not enough homes out for sale. We are doing our best to mine those and bring them to market. But there are definitely more buyers out there looking for homes than there are sellers willing to sell them. So with that, we will continue to see a very strong seller's market. We'll continue to see homes being scooped up as soon as they hit the market. And with that, we're going to continue to see appreciation through 2021, which is pretty cool. So we now have the 2021 home price appreciation forecast in. As you can see, organizations like Zelman & Associates, National Association of Realtors, the Mortgage Bankers Association, they're a little bit more bullish in the 6% range. You have organizations like Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, CoreLogic, they're a little bit more conservative, more down towards 2%. To be honest with you, just what I'm seeing, being out there on the street, being involved with listings, transactions, working with buyers, knowing our local market, I project that we're going to be closer to that 6% mark, but time will tell, and we'll definitely continue to keep you guys updated. Another cool graphic. The Home Price Expectation Survey put out some numbers, basically appreciation tables of what they forecast for the next 5 years. If you own a median home, which is a $300,000 home across the United States right now, you're expected to see $54,000 of appreciation over the next 5 years. So once again, simply by owning a home, paying your bills, paying your mortgage, paying your utilities, maintaining that property, on average, we're expecting to see $54,000 of appreciation in those homes over the next 5 years. Very cool for anybody that's a homeowner. Once again, that's just net worth that's being added to your statement simply by living in the home. Very, very cool. We've seen conflicting reports, but interest rates are projected to rise. A pretty cool graphic that I was able to find from Keeping Current Matters, it basically just showing you, hey, if appreciation happens like we expect it to do, and then mortgage rates tick up to 3.4%, which is not outrageous to think that could happen. By the fourth quarter of 2020, that same $300,000 or that house that now cost you $300,000, based on what it will cost by the end of this current year, and based on appreciation, mortgage rates rather, that same home could cost you an additional $189, almost $200 on a monthly basis. So there certainly is a cost to waiting, and that's going to be reflective in a higher mortgage payment if homes continue to appreciate and if the interest rates tick up by the end of the year. So something to think about. So what does this all mean for you? For sellers, the drum that we're beating right now is letting folks know that the market is already hot. So a lot of folks still have that traditional mindset of I need to wait till the spring. And it's certainly going to be a good market in the spring, but the market is already hot right now. We're seeing extreme shortage of inventory right now because pretty much everybody's thinking the same thing. I'm going to wait until the spring. So what I'm telling our clients, if you can hit the market now, you're more or less hitting before everybody else does. So you're maybe one of one listings that that buyer has to choose from, versus in the spring, you're going to be one of three, one of four options that they have on the table, which will ultimately benefit you as a seller. So if you're somebody that's thinking about waiting, it might make sense, if it makes sense for you personally, to hit the market now as opposed to later. If you do want to wait, we recommend starting the process early. So we say this pretty much every month, but essentially it takes a little while to get a home ready to go on the market. Of course, we can work as fast as you want to, but if you're really looking to get the maximum amount for your home, if you're looking to really take advantage of the market, there's probably going to be some things that you need to do to get your home ready. Staging, painting, switching out flooring, things of that nature. That stuff takes time. So we recommend, let's have the conversation now. Don't put yourself on an insane timetable where you got to do everything in 10 days, before the photographer shows up. So never a bad idea to start the process early, just to have a conversation early, give yourself plenty of time. And then last but not least, overpricing can cost you. So with everything I've said, shortage of inventory, home prices appreciating, some folks are taking that a little bit too far in their pricing strategy. So what we're seeing sometimes is that sellers are saying, hey, it's a super hot market. You're telling me there's no homes on the market. You're telling me buyers are going to beat down our door. We're going to not price at a market value. We're not even going to stretch to a maybe price. We're just going to go off the scales and just price at an insane price point. And what typically happens with those listings is they end up sitting, they get a little bit of a stigma because they've been on the market forever. And then by the time you actually get down to a fair market price, a lot of times those homes sell under fair market value. And the reason being is now they've got the time on the market, now they've more or less scared away every buyer, and anybody that's willing to make a deal with you is coming in trying to take your legs out from under you because they know they're the only buyer negotiating with you. So a much more effective strategy that we found is either stretch the price just a little bit, take it a little bit above fair market value, or price it at fair market value knowing that you're probably going to get multiple bids. And then you have emotional buyers that are going to bid your price up way above market value. That's been our most effective strategy over the last, let's call it 18 months. For buyers, what does this all mean for you? Contingencies are not working in this market. So if you are somebody that's looking to buy, but you have a home to sell, just realize that most sellers are not going to entertain your contingency of, hey, I've got to sell my home first. With most of our buyer clients, if they own a home, basically what we're doing is we're advising them to go ahead and get pre-qualified if they can, non-contingent upon the sale of their home, go out, buy their home, and then sell your current home after the fact. Too much information to go through in this video, but if that's the strategy you'd like to know more information about, definitely go ahead and give me a call, text, email. I'll be happy to walk you through the logistics of that. Low rates versus prices. So with the market being as hot and as crazy it is, a lot of buyers are getting skittish of putting an offer on home because they say, hey, these homes are too expensive, they're appreciating too much. Realize that if you're getting a mortgage, you are locking in a historically low rate. I promise you, if you hold that home for 10, 15, 20 years, you're going to be bragging in the future on the interest rates that you've locked in at 3%. So when interest rates in 10 years prospectively jump up to 5, 6, 7, 8%, you're going to be bragging about that rate. So just realize you're locking in very, very cheap money. So even if you have to overpay a little bit, it's okay because long term you're securing this very low interest rate mortgage, if that makes sense. And then last but not least, understand that waiting will cost you. So basically what everybody's saying is home prices are going to continue to appreciate. Rates will eventually tick up. So not only will the same home 12 months from now cost you more money, but the financing will cost you as well. So I've had some discussions with buyers that say, hey, prices, the market's too hot right now. I'm just going to wait till it cools down, or the world is crazy right now. I'm going to wait till things are normal again. Who knows if that will ever happen, but just realize even if that does happen in 12 months, more than likely that same $300,000 home is going to cost $314,000 by the end of the year. And if interest rates tick up, it's going to be that much more expensive for you. So just know that waiting for stability is ultimately going to be an expensive thing for you. So hope that made sense. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully we weren't too long-winded. If you have any specific questions I did not answer, feel free to contact me. Look forward to seeing you guys next month.